is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Tough go for the Halos in Minneapolis, getting swept by the Minnesota Twins. But today's another day. We are in Chicago, and it's the first of four against the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody, from inside U.S. Cellular Field. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. And while there may have not been a whole lot of good things to talk about the Angels on the offensive side or even on the pitching side of things, defensively for the Angels, so far so good this year.
Yeah, Victor, we talked about it a number of times that in the outfield, the coverage they have, the guys can get to any baseball, but they also have very good throwing arms. Each and every one they put out there, and yesterday in particular, everything went well defensively. Base hit in the right center field. Cole Calhoun crossing initially, was able to go get to that baseball, but the throw in and the tag by Simmons was amazing. His instincts continue to amaze you each and every day what he's able to do defensively with that glove. Goes back out and applies the tag. Just the foot is off the base. Gets a big important out. But then the biggest play of the game defensively, Rafael Ortega. We saw him in spring training. One of the best throwing arms in the organization. Charged that baseball extremely well. Perfect throw to the plate. Carlos Perez gives that pass to be able to get to the plate and still comes back and reaches back and applies the tag. But it was all about that throw from Ortega. One hop throw to Carlos Perez, gets Munoz at the plate at that point, still give me an opportunity to be able to win the game. So that coverage out there, great. The arm strength in the outfield, extremely good.
And while the Angels struggle on the offensive side, they need that defense to kind of stay in ball games. They did that over the weekend. Unfortunately, it resulted in 3 losses that they were unable to hang on and pick up a victory against the Minnesota Twins. We're going to step away for a moment. Left-handers on the mound tonight in Chicago. We're going to focus in on Hector Santiago, the former White Sox, on the hill for the Angels. Between the Angels and the Chicago White Sox, right around the corner. Hector Santiago on the mound for the Angels. Gooby, he'll be making his third start. Still looking for that first decision.
And he's throwing the ball well so far this season. Been very consistent in the strike zone, getting deeper into games. And Hector, his fastball has been very good. Velocity up 2 miles per hour on the average this season as compared to what he's done in the past. His changeup's been good. He's mixing a couple of really good sliders along the way, curveball also, but it's really been the fastball command and the velocity has been very good, and he's going to need to be good against Carlos Rodon. He's very good himself. He's had great success in his career against the Angels. You got another guy who's going to throw a lot of fastballs, a little over 75% of his pitches are fastballs, but he also has a good slider. He throws a couple different speeds, but that should be a well-pitched game between these two power lefties. And of course, Hector going against his former team, which he was drafted by the White Sox. Rodon very good this season himself.
Well, let's see if the Angels can get back to their winning ways. They swept the Oakland Athletics and were swept by the Twins. We're just about ready for baseball here in the Windy City. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Bacon-licious sourdough bacon ranch combo. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Nice weather here in Chicago. A little chilly. No threat of rain tonight or tomorrow. Some perhaps on Wednesday or Thursday, but slight chances. The Chicago White Sox have only played 2 games here at home. They had a 3-game schedule. One got washed out. So right now at home they are 1-1. They've played 10 road games, and they will go back out on the road on Sunday. The Angels, with the loss yesterday and over the weekend, now find themselves at 5-7, a game and a half back in the American League West. And game number 13, the lineup that Mike Scioscia runs out will look like this as Junel Escobar is back in the leadoff spot at third base. Craig Gentry gets a start in left. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols getting to start at first base tonight. Cole Calhoun in right. Andrelton Simmons the shortstop. Giovanni Soto will catch Hector Santiago. C.J. Cron drops down to the 8th spot. It's been a tough go for him. 4 for 40 to start the year. And also for Johnny Giavotella as well. Johnny comes in batting 107. He will round out that starting 9 as they take on the 23-year-old left-hander. He is born in Miami, raised in Holly Springs, North Carolina, and His name is Carlos Rodon.
Rodon has a good fastball. It's 91, 96. Slider, a couple different speeds on the slider, and changeup. My go-tos to be successful against him is look dead red. I talked about the fact is he's thrown a little over 75% of his pitches are fastballs. Right-handed success. Lefties have a tough time against him, but the right-handed batters, the 257 so far this year with 1 home run.
Take a look at the new look Sox defensively. Cabrera in left, Austin Jackson in center, Adam Eaton is in right. Todd Frazier, the new third baseman. Jimmy Rollins, the new shortstop. Brett Laurie, the new second baseman. Jose Abreu, of course, the one-time Rookie of the Year at first base. And Deanna Navarro is the new catcher.
And Frazier over at third base, coming over from the Cincinnati Reds, in which he committed 19 errors in that position last year, which is the most amongst third basemen. But don't let that fool you. He's got good range, a good throwing arm. Comes in very good on a slow roller and bunt, so he's pretty solid defensively, even though last year the E's were high for him.
Rodon 1-1 through his first 2 starts, so 1.38 ERA, 13 innings, 10 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 6 walks. The White Sox overall have struggled offensively to date, just like the Angels have, but they have pitched extremely well, a 2.49 staff ERA. Escobar ready to lead things off. 327 on the year with a home run, 5 runs batted in, and 6 doubles. Hitless yesterday, going 0 for 4, but did draw a leadoff walk to start the game. The Angels managing just 4 hits. First one tonight is up and away, and the last hit that they picked up was in the 4th inning of yesterday's 12-inning game. This one's out toward right field, not very deep, and it'll fall in for a base hit. Eaton backhands it, keeps it from getting by him. And it's a leadoff single for Yunel.
How often you said leadoff single of an inning for Yunel Escobar going the other way. He's used the entire field so well so far this year. Coming with 327 batting average, just going the other way on a high fastball. You're going to get a lot of fastballs from Rodon. Especially when they're elevated like that, that's when you can make a good pass at it.
Craig Gentry at the plate, 190 to start the year with a double, 2 RBIs, and he'll take upstairs. Gentry did not play in the last 2 games of the series. Got to start in left Friday night. Ended up having an 0 for 4 night. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike. Ortega got the start out in left field the lefty on the games. Lefty on the mound, that means Gentry gets the opportunity to start. Fastball. I said Gentry went around.
Jerry Meals didn't even ask for an appeal. It just felt he crossed the plate. As a home plate umpire, you do not have to ask for help down at first base.
Check in on Escobar. Leadoff single for him. You mentioned those fastballs that Rodon has thrown so far in his first 2 starts at 75%. It's 5th best in Major League Baseball. Bartolo Colon, 89.4% of his pitches have been fastballs. Typical Bart.
Yes. 2-seam, 4-seam. Takes a little bit off his fastball. And one thing about Rodon, he doesn't have a very good pickoff move to first base. Being left-handed, he's pretty quick to the plate at times. Just an average move.
Two now. Gentry goes down swinging for the first out.
Monday key for this game for the Angels to be successful. Get it work, especially at the plate. Fifth harmony. Work from home. That means getting good at bats. Work consistently at that home plate. Get that foot down as far as your swing path through. We're going to see that throughout the game as far as the timing mechanism of people like Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, Cole Calhoun. It's all about getting that foot down and that swing path to make good connections.
First one's up and away. Trout went 1 for 4 with a double. Also scored a run. 3 doubles on the year, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. A couple of Angels that have some experience against Rodon. Trout is hitless against him. 5 at-bats. C.J. Cron, 4 for 6.
Well, the odd thing about Rodon is he doesn't throw a lot of first pitch strikes, about 50%. The first pitch being in the strike zone, but when you swing at that first pitch, the 0-0 count, 4 for 5 against him this year.
Trout ahead of the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Greenup.
Doesn't do it often, Trout. I got
Pull the trigger?
Yeah. I'm just thinking you might get one of those fastballs middle part of the plate. And this baseball always carries well in this yard.
Takes a strike. I don't think Mike liked the location of that one.
And that could have easily been called a ball. That certainly was a pitcher's pitch. You don't want to let it go as a hitter on a 3-0 count on that pitch.
Rodon making his first start at home this year. Pitched at Oakland and Minnesota. 3-1. Caught the inside corner. Full count. Pujols on deck. Halos have hit 239 against lefties so far, 214 against right-handers. Now is downstairs. He'll walk. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Albert coming up.
Yesterday, Albert Pujols in the first inning against Kyle Gibson in Minnesota. Really is worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. Albert Pujols, second deck for 562 in his career for Pujols in the first inning yesterday. An opportunity to drive in for some runs today in the first inning.
A 1-for-5 game with that home run. Now with 10 RBIs, that leads the Angels.
One of the first inning home runs last year with Pujols and Trout.
Those 2 runs yesterday. First time this season the Angels put up multiple runs in the first.
Pretty surprised he threw a 3-2 changeup to Mike Trout to begin with. Yes, Mike Trout can crush a fastball, but it's still a work in progress for him. So if he makes a mistake with a changeup against Trout over the plate, that's serious trouble.
Well, clearly they've come into this game thinking more off-speed stuff against the Angels. It's down and away. Especially when you got a guy that through 2 starts and total of 13 innings has thrown that many fastballs. He's having a little bit of trouble finding that command of the fastball early going.
He can be erratic around the strike zone. 6 walks and 13 innings coming into this game, already won tonight. But he does have a real good deceptive fastball.
2-0. Caught the inside corner. Outfield somewhat shallow. Cabrera probably straight up and left. Jackson shallow at center, as he usually plays. Adam Eaton the same at right. The signing of Jackson. White Sox moving Eaton over to right field. Escobar at second, Trout at first. That's outside.
It's that changeup. He's guiding that pitch. That front shoulder flew wide open, elbow drop. These are the moments now as a club, especially struggling hitting. You look in the zone, and you make good contact.
Foul straight back.
That's a pretty good swing. Now that's the kind of swing you want. 3-1, got a fastball, fouled it straight back. Got his foot down. Just underneath the distant a little bit, but still a good swing at that one. 3-1. Got to believe they're going. 3-2 with 1 out.
Calhoun on deck. Runners take off, and Albert draws ball 4. So they're loaded up for Cole Calhoun. Cole 1 for 7 in his career against Rodon. Comes in batting .349. A home run, 5 runs batted in.
Well, he hasn't been real consistent at first pitch strike, but I think this is the moment now. For Cole Calhoun, you look to swing first pitch.
And he is, at least this year, Cole, over 50% has jumped on that first pitch.
I know when you're struggling on the mound, I've been there many a times in my career where you walked a couple guys, you load the base. I'm going to make sure I throw this first pitch for a strike with a fastball.
Cole 3 for 7 with men in scoring position so far this season. Escobar at third, Trout at second, Pujols at first. 1 out. We're in the first. It's a breaking ball low.
Again, continues the pattern of falling behind. 1-0.
Calhoun has fared well against lefties so far this year, 6 for 16. Fouls this one off. It's a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. 21 pitches thrown by Carlos Rodon. 12 balls, 9 strikes. That is ripped to right, a base hit. Cole comes through. Escobar is going to score. Stopping at third is Trout, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead, and the throw gets away. Abreu tried to flip it backhand and try to get Cole Calhoun at first. It'll bring in a run. It's 2-0 Angels.
Well, when you're struggling, you're looking for some breaks, and you get one there. They get that extra run across, but what a perfect swing from Cole Calhoun, who has been very good this entire season, picking up his 6th RBI against a very difficult left-handed pitcher. Got a fastball, middle part of the plate, and drives that right through the hole and into the outfield. You're not going to take a chance to go on eating out in right field. When he charges the baseball, he's got a good throwing arm. Wise decision by Gary DiSarcina, but they get a gift run on the flip back to first base.
It's Abreu's first error of the season, the 8th committed by Chicago. Don Cooper, a quick visit to the mound. 2 singles, 2 walks so far for the Halos. Runners at second and third, and Andrelton Simmons coming up.
And we talked about the key of the game, work from home. There's a lot of good work at home plate area so far. Worked a couple walks and then a perfect swing from Cole Calhoun.
Infield in for Chicago. Simmons takes outside. 234 average, a couple of doubles, 2 runs batted in.
Again, out of the strike zone early. Good patience.
That's saying something with Andrelton. He does not waste a whole lot of time. He is usually hacking up there.
And you talk about that swing percentage at first pitch. 51%. Now he's worked a good count for himself.
And he takes low. 3 balls and no strikes. Andrelton has yet to work a walk this year. He has seen the fewest pitches per plate appearance in Major League Baseball. Takes a strike. Giovanni Soto on deck. 3-1 count. 1 out in the first, 2-0 Angels.
That pitch was off the outside corner. Simmons is asking exactly where that pitch was.
I mean, if you got a guy that's close to the corners, it may be, but
got a half a baseball off that outside corner of Fox tracks.
3-2, ground ball right side, past Abreu, a base hit. Pujols will score. Calhoun was going to run through the stop sign. Picks up Ron Renneke, slams on the brakes, and heads back to the bag. It's 3-0 Angels.
Again, in those conversations I had with Renicky and Dina Weeble about that. It's really difficult to challenge Eaton when he's charging the baseball when he goes left or right, yes. And when he's able to come in on the baseball, he has a strong, accurate throwing arm, especially with one out. And another good swing. That's 2 pitches that have been up and away against Rodon in this game, in this inning so far. Base hit by Escobar, base hit by Simmons. Keeping that hit streak alive now at 9.
Giovanni Soto takes down and in. That's pulled toward short pass Rollins. Calhoun will score, make it 4-0 Halos. Gio picks up his 3rd RBI of the season.
And another good swing. We're talking to Dave Hansen today, the hitting coach. She said during early batting practice, they had a number of guys working on their swings today, and he felt real comfortable, even though Rodon has great career numbers against the Angels. He felt real good about how they were getting that swing path consistent as far as using the middle of the field and going the other way.
TJ Crone fouls the first one back.
Misspoke on Simmons' hit streak. It's an 11-game hit streak, not 9.
He was hitless the first 2 games of the season. He's picked up at least 1 the rest of the way. He's at second, Soto at first. Crone 4 for 40 to start the year. It's jammed, fouls it off. Nice play by a fan there. And 2 balls and 2 strikes. CJ getting to start at DH and batting in the 8th spot tonight. .33 pitches thrown by Rodon here in the first inning. 4-0 Angels. The White Sox some action going in their bullpen in left field. Jake Petrichka, first man up.
Between 2 starts this year, Rodon has allowed 2 earned runs in 13 innings pitched. He's given up 4 here in the first.
First round pick, 3rd overall selection, 2014 out of North Carolina State. This is punched out to right field and a base hit for Crone. Crone now 5 for 7 in his career against Carlos Rodon, and the bases are loaded again.
This place forks the hand of Robert Ventura. Always difficult as a manager to go get your starting pitcher in the first inning. You talk about really taxing your bullpen. But as a young pitcher, though, you want to put him in a situation where he really starts to struggle mechanically and could have a carryover effect.
Might just give him 1 more batter. Robin, 5th year as a skipper. Last year, 76 and 86, 4th place in the Central. Johnny Giavotella, 107. The batting average, looking for his first RBI. Simmons at 3rd, Soto at 2nd, Crone at 1st. Change up low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
The change up in the dirt almost gets away from Navarro. Didn't quite get the body in front, just kind of put that glove out in front. Almost allowed that to get behind him far enough to score a run.
One ball, 1 strike.
One thing Dave Hansen said about Giavotella, he is missing a lot of fastballs this season. Those good career numbers with the bases loaded, 9 hits and 19 at bats. Reason why he's dipping that back shoulder and trying to lift everything. He wants to get him back as far as line drive, line drive. See there again, dipping that back shoulder.
chasing a pitch out of the strike zone, and it's 1-2.
He was working on a drill with him the last few days as far as just working, hitting down on the baseball to keep that front shoulder level with the back shoulder through his swing.
Ninth man to bat here in the first inning. Escobar on deck. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Navarro.
Fortunately, blocked that ball. Looked like he was looking back.
And unlike Target Field in Minneapolis, plenty of room here between home plate and the netting. The wall back there. Escobar led off the ball game with a single to right. Scored the first run. 2-2 now. It's fouled off. First pitch innings for Carlos Rodon.
Only 21 strikes of the 40 pitches. Certainly going to be a bullpen night. Robert Ventura like to see that a little bit later. The Angels like to see that bullpen right after this batter.
Johnny punches another one to right field. It'll bring in one. Renicky holding Soto. 5-0 Angels. Escobar coming out, and here comes Robin Ventura. Johnny Giavotella picks up his first RBI of the season.
When that hard work with Dave Hansen is staying back and line drive middle, other way, works perfectly for Giavotella.
So with one out here in the first inning, Carlos Rodon, shortest outing of his big league career, departs, trailing 5-0. With one out and the bases loaded, as right-hander Jake Petrichka takes over for Carlos Rodon, the starting pitcher, knocked out after 1/3 of an inning. It's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Petrichka, 27-year-old, last season pitched 62 games for the Sox with 4.3 with a 3.63 ERA. 4 games so far this year, 2 innings, no earned runs.
Petrichka's fastball, 92-97 range with good movement. Slider, very good changeup. There's quite a few changeups.
He's going to face Yunel Escobar, already 1 for 1 with a run scored. Soto at third base, Cron at second, Giavotella at first. Foul at the plate. It's no balls and a strike.
When you think about it, Rodon has thrown 10 straight quality starts. And that means you've thrown at least 6 innings, 3 runs or less. It's dating back to last season. And Rodon knocked it out of the first inning here today. Just 1 out.
His shortest big league outing as a starter was 3 innings. 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Petrichka. No balls and 2 strikes.
And that percentages for Rodon not throwing first pitch strikes. Talked about that coming into the game. 9 batters faces 2 first pitch strikes.
Not a whole lot of experience as far as Angel hitters against this right-hander. Ball was up and in.
That was a pretty healthy 0-2 hat.
Yeah. Ball close to his face, too. Wincing at something. Maybe it's the hand or something. Jam shot.
Yeah, it ran in close to that handle. Tell you what, he tracked that slider pretty good. Especially after an up and in fastball that you swung at.
One, 2. Jack swing. Didn't go.
That fastball had some movement on it. At 96. The fans here at U.S. Cellular just sitting down, kind of settle in and look up, and next thing you know, they're down by 5. Could be worse right now.
2-2 now. Bouncer towards short. Rollins has it. Feeds Laurie for 1. The relay back to first. Inning-ending double play. The Angels, however, score 5 runs at the top of the first. Santiago will take the mound with a lead.
When you talk about some real good quality swings throughout this first inning, as the Angels score 5 on 6 hits.
Robin Ventura's lineup for the tied for first place Chicago White Sox with an 8-4 record. Adam Eaton leads off. He is in right field. Jimmy Rollins at shortstop. Jose Abreu at first. Todd Frazier at third base. Melky Cabrera at left field. Brent Laurie at second. Avisail Garcia the DH. Daniel Navarro the catcher. And Austin Jackson batting ninth. Playing center field as they take on Hector Santiago. No wins, no losses. ERA in the upper 3s. He's thrown the ball exceptionally well in the first 2 starts.
Yeah, good velocity on this fastball. My go-tos, though, for Hector in this game today is under control emotions and inside fastballs. It's been very effective for him.
Is there an effect here on the visiting team pitcher when the offense takes a while there through that first inning?
I'll be honest with you, Victor. I guarantee you, Charlie Nagy said the first thing, just pretend to score 0-0. That's what you try to think. Don't think in terms of I have some runs to work with. Think 0-0 and attack the strike zone. Don't change your game plan. If you're going to go with fastballs at certain counts, but because you have a pretty good lead early on, you go throw breakables. No, stay your game plan you had coming into the game. Then you're going to be fine. Charles Nagy next to Mike Scioscia, Dina Weeble.
Two balls and two strikes on Anaheim. Former center fielder, now right fielder. 356, a couple of doubles, a triple, 2 runs batted in. Ground ball towards short. Simmons has it, plays the short hop. 1 down. Defensively for the Angels tonight, Craig Gentry at left. Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield, Yunel Escobar, Andrelton Simmons, Johnny Giavotella, and Albert Pujols from third to first. Giovanni Soto behind the plate.
Right on cue, right away. Ground ball at Andrelton Simmons. He's been fantastic so far this season. No errors and 53 chances, 988 fielding percentage. Last year's won a couple Gold Gloves in the National League. His instincts, amazing also.
Jimmy Rollins will take strike 1. The veteran signing with the White Sox in a minor league deal. Ends up making the clubs, hitting .216 so far, a couple of doubles, 3 runs batted in. Spent last year with the Dodgers.
Completely different White Sox team that we've seen in the past. It's a good character players on this team. Jimmy Rollins being one of them, a world champion.
Hector showing some good life on the fastball. 30th round pick by the White Sox in '06. Just off the plate and a full count. Big incentive here to get a goose egg on the board quickly after his team gave him 5 runs. Jose Abreu, the first baseman, on deck. 3-2 on the way to Rollins, and he pulls this one toward the left field corner. That hook's foul.
Another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So quite a few of them in this at bat.
Hector's average fastball through the first 2 starts up a tick compared to last year. Just over 90-mile-per-hour average last year. 93 this year. Another 3-2. And he walked it.
Let's Motor Player Profile brought to you by BMW Mini with Hector Santiago on the mound. Has thrown the ball very, very well. His 3rd season with the Angels. After 3 with the White Sox. Made his debut in 2011 at the age of 23 as a reliever. Very good as a starter wearing that Angel uniform.
All-Star season ago. Face Jose Abreu, the first baseman. First one's in for a strike. Abreu, 214 so far. A couple of home runs, 5 runs batted in. Now his 3rd season with the White Sox. Hit .290 last year with 30 home runs and 101 runs batted in. 2014 American League Rookie of the Year. Excuse me, swing out to right field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Right field's getting worn out already in the first inning.
All speed away. Punched it out the right field. You see it by his reaction. He's elevated enough, though, he could punch it out there for a base hit as the White Sox is looking for base runners here in the first.
Todd Frazier, the cleanup hitter and 3rd baseman. Will bat with 2 on and 1 out. Pops it up. Shallow right center field. Cole Calhoun calling for it. 2 down.
It's a big out.
No doubt, especially on one pitch.
And with great power to all fields.
Frazier off to a slow start. So 2 outs now. Rollins at second. Abreu at first, and Melky Cabrera coming up. Soto and Santiago talking things over. Simmons and Giamatello having a brief conversation. Melky hitting .333. 1 double, 3 runs batted in. Switch hitting left fielder. Down and away. Mentioned Jerry Meals, the crew chief, behind the plate. Chris Conroy at first. Gabe Morales at second. Paul Nauert over at third base. Umpiring crew for the 4-game series. 2 night games and then 2 day games. 1-1. Yesterday was the first time the Angels scored multiple runs in the first inning. They now have done it in back-to-back games. 5 runs at the top of the first. Breaking ball over to third. Escobar has it. And the inning comes to an end. 1 complete. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Halos. Up 5-0. I think it'll be Gentry, Trout, and Pujols coming up. Soto holding court with Johnny Giamatello and Andrelton Simmons.
All with good swings, using the whole field.
Petrichka back on the mound. 2/3 of an inning for him, finishing off the first as Carlos Rodon went 1/3 of an inning. Shortest outing for a White Sox starter since August 28, 2003. Neil Kotz went 1/3 of an inning against the Yankees that day. Gentry is swinging a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Craig struck out swinging in the first. Dribbler up the third base line. Down to Navarro's got it. Off balance throw, and they got him by a step. Nice play by Navarro.
There are quite a few steps out of that catching position to run down to make a strong throw to get the speedy Gentry down the line. Tracked it down, got himself a very good throwing position, stays low, and then a firm throw to first base. The key is that staying low in an athletic position, and the good throw over to Abreu just gets him out of first bases. Gentry almost beat that out.
That's that one as a right-handed first baseman. That ball starts tailing. You're almost willing it to not tail into the runner.
Oh, yeah.
Trout worked the walk at first. That was that one off the bottom. No balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. 2 down.
Albert Pujols coming to the plate. And now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia. Albert Pujols, an extra base machine throughout his career. Continues on at that home run yesterday. Now has 1,162 career extra base hits. Major League record, Hank Aaron with 1,477.
That pitch, by the way, that Trout struck out on, 97 miles per hour. 2-seamer.
Some late action there. Especially when you run it back. It looks like it's going to be a ball off the outside corner, and it runs back and catches the corner.
Angels have seen some fireballing relievers over the last 4 days.
Look at that movement at 94. And if you're Pujols, we just showed how many extra base hits he has in his career. You're in a 2-0 count. You're thinking, all right, I'm going to track this one well. And look at that late movement. Forces a take. This is a good changeup he has.
Count remains full at 3-2. Trichka came in and got Yunel Escobar to ground into an inning-ending double play in the first. Retired the first 2 here in the second. Albert chops this one over to Jimmy Rollins. Halos go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 5-0 Angels. 5-0 Angels. Hector Santiago with a walk and a hit allowed in the first. Face Brett Laurie, Avisail Garcia, and Diana Navarro. Brett Laurie acquired an offseason deal with the Oakland Athletics. 6-year-old, now the second baseman for the Sox. I think 304, 3 doubles, a home run, 3 runs batted in. We'll leave the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Usually extremely aggressive. He's already taken 2 pitches here. Very good on a fastball.
16 home runs a season ago with Oakland. Hit 260. 1-2. Once upon a time, a first-round pick of the Milwaukee Brewers. 2008. Fell back.
Here again, you see Giovanni Soto putting that target behind the back of the batter. 2 reasons why you do that: distract the hitter, but also allow the left side of the infield and Escobar and Simmons to know they're going fastball in, so you might see some action your way on the ground.
Off speed. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good change up just off the plate. Try to get him to chase it after a fastball in. There it is, that target away.
Mislocation, got him though. 1 down. First strikeout.
Going back to what Giovanni Soto does. The reason why he does this, like I said, for 2 reasons. He puts that glove behind him, and also it makes that left side of the infield, Escobar and Simmons aware, fastball in, better chance for a right-handed batter to try to pull that pitch from Hector Santiago. Although Brett Laurie did not make contact, that fastball ran up over the middle part of the plate for a swing and miss.
95 miles per hour.
Free and easy. He just looks strong this year. We said it at the end of spring training. He looks in great shape.
Good off-speed pitch. Garcia, the DH, hitting 184. A couple of home runs, 5 runs batted in. Hard to believe this kid's still just 24.
Strong. What you see from Hector, though, you're seeing change-ups. He will mix in his screwball a little bit more so also.
Three off-speed pitches, down and away, 2 outs.
And speaking of some of the different pitches that Hector has, again, he went to his changeup and screwball a lot last game. As his game progressed, he has that 4-seam fastball. You see his curveball, grip, slider, and he also threw a cut fastball, but it's really the changeup. Those last 2, the bottom ones, the changeup, the way he throws, and the way he throws the screwball. Very similar as far as the grip. One's a little bit further and harder going away. The changeup straight down. Very good pitch selection so far in this game between Giovanni Soto and Hector Santiago.
Navarro takes a strike. The catcher, 1 for 19. 246 last year as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Ground ball to the left side. Angelton Simmons has it. Hector Santiago with a 1-2-3 second. We'll head to the 3rd. Angels on top. You can host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite at Angel Stadium. Suite Rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Visit angels.com/suites for more info. Cole Calhoun, Andrelton Simmons, Giovanni Soto for the Angels here at U.S. Cellular Field. Game 1 of a 4-game set. Cole 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the first. Picked up his 6th run batted in. Petrichka is yet to allow a base runner. Faced 4 batters and retired all 4.
The norm for Cole Calhoun, hacking at that first pitch. Fastball 94 down, pretty much down the middle of the plate. But Petrichka has some real good movement on that fastball.
Almost looked like Cole was frustrated with the fact that he missed that pitch. The saying goes, you usually going to get one pitch to really drive in that bat.
Remember the late great Don Drysdale telling me the exact same thing. The goal when you're on the mound is that when you make that mistake, they're not comfortable enough to swing the bat at you and you get that mistake.
This is hit toward the right side. Rollins knocks it down, goes to Brett Lawrie, fires to first, didn't get him. Second hit of the ball game for Cole Calhoun.
With the shift on for the White Sox, Jimmy Rollins playing over in that second base side of the bag. The line shot, one hopper, knocks it down, but goes right towards Brett Lawrie, who quickly gets with the bare hand. But Cole sees that base hit, senses it, beats it out down the line. Good range though for Rollins. Another good swing from Cole.
Hit and run is on, little bouncer to the left side. Rollins comes in, gloves it, and no play. Infield base hit for Andrelton Simmons. You know, Frazier started after, then pulled back and let Rollins handle it.
Yeah, it's a very difficult play for Rollins to come in on that one. He decided to try to hold on and see if Cole would drift a little bit further away from that second base position. I like that, what Mike Soch did. Hit and run on. See Rollins quickly try to look back to see if he drifted too far off the base. Cole stays close enough to get back easily. Infield hit for Simmons. Multi-hit game.
Soto takes a strike.
The White Sox last year won a Rookie of the Year award with the Chicago Cubs.
Bunts it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Giovanni with an RBI single in the first inning. Calhoun at second, Simmons at first. One ball, 2 strikes.
So they're quickly looking down, and Ron Renicky for a sign. It looked like he might have did that on his own.
And he pushes a bunt toward third base. Petrichka slipped a little bit, but they still throw out Soto. The sacrifice advances Calhoun to third and Simmons to second.
What a perfect bunt from Soto. Not easy to do so with 2 strikes on. And you want to bunt it right down the third base line. Petrichka did slip on that one. You wanted to force it if you can to get the third baseman to come in on there. They were committed to trying to get a play at third, but could not do so with a perfect bunt from Soto.
Infield in. Crone bounces this one past Frazier. And into left field, it'll bring in a run, make it 6-0 Angels. C.J. Cron with a multi-hit game.
It always makes it more difficult for an infielder to make a play, even though Frazier was playing a little bit further back to normal. Gets that one through, 2 hits, good to see. Now that's 8 hits from that 5 through 9 in the batting order today so far for the Angels.
Givatella skies one out to right. Not very deep. Eaton underneath it. Simmons at third base is tagging, and he slams on the brakes. 2 outs.
Again, whenever it's depending on where you're at in the batting order, especially when you get Escobar coming up with only 1 out, a way to take a shot there for Simmons to go home and challenge that arm from Eaton. Now behind that, well, even though the throw looked like it was a little bit up on the right side, the home plate area, trusting Escobar once again, runner in scoring position here.
Yunel Escobar at the plate. 3rd plate appearance already. 2 in the first inning. 1 for 2 with a single. A run scored. Also a double play ball. Check in over at first base.
And last year against Patricia, hitters only had 2 home runs in 52 innings pitched. And it's sinking fastball, very difficult to hit out of the ballpark.
Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Down low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's good seeing C.J. Cron starting to swing the bat. Came into this game hitting 100 for his batting average. Last year, a year ago today, his batting average was .095. And hit 400 over his next 8 games. Already off to a good start now with 2 hits in this game.
Foul tip down with. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. 1 run in, 6-0 Angels. We're in the 3rd. 5-run first. 10 batters, 9 of which chased the starter Carlos Rodon. Trichka took over in that first inning. This one toward the middle. Rollins has it. He'll flip it to Laurie. And C.J. Cron is retired on the force out to end the inning. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd. 6-0 Halos. Game series. Angels on top 6-0. White Sox in the third will send up 9-1 and 2. Jackson and Rollins to face Hector Santiago at himself a 1-2-3 second, including his first 2 strikeouts of the night. Austin Jackson, 200, 1 double, 4 runs batted in. Last year with Seattle and the Cubs. Signed a 1-year deal. Halos had interest in him.
Let's talk about the Angels offered him a 1-year deal. A little different between Adam Eaton playing center field, where you can move over, and Mike Trout playing center field and asking him to move.
Might like being in the Central Division, though. Came up with the bulk of his playing with the Tigers in the American League Central. Played a little bit in the National League Central. He's back in the American League Central. Travel-wise, pretty good.
Oh, much easier.
3 balls, 1 strike. Skies this one on the first base side. This one will head into the seats. So full count now.
It's good to see Albert back playing first base tonight with the DH in that series up in Minnesota.
Mentioned that in Oakland, that he prefers to play first base when there aren't any cages near the dugout or clubhouse, so he can stay loose. That's the case here in this ballpark. 3-2, got him. Fastball running away from him.
95-mile-an-hour fastball. Hector has great life on his fastball when it's upstairs. And he runs into problems when he goes too many of those fastballs upstairs. But when he sets up his pitches with his changeup, screwball, and slider, it makes that fastball upstairs that much more effective.
Adam Eaton, the right fielder, up, grounded out at the bottom of the first. He's 0 for 1.
Aware of a bunt, a drag bunt here.
These two were part of the 3-way trade. The Angels, White Sox, and the Diamondbacks that netted the Angels Hector Santiago as well as Tyler Skaggs. This is bouncing towards second. Giovatello has it. Santiago was sent to the Diamondbacks first, and then package with Skaggs.
Like Hector realized that he should have did something there. He looked like he was throwing his pitching hand out there to field that ball, knowing that Johnny Giovatello was exactly where he wanted to be as far as where they set him up for that ground ball out. For he realized it.
Two outs, nobody on. Jimmy Rollins at the plate. He worked a walk in the first and was stranded in scoring position. 7 straight retired by Santiago for Abreu. Excuse me, base hit to right field in the first. 2007 National League MVP, 3-time All-Star. Heart and soul, would you say, of those Phillies teams?
I imagine at some point he'll have his jersey retired in Philadelphia.
Remember when we launched MLB Network, first day, January 1st, 2009. Rollins was a part of that. The height of his reign, if you will, with the Phillies. Good guy.
Real tough competitor also. Remember when they were making their run, I think it might have been 2004 or 5, and they were behind the New York Mets by 5, 6, 7 games around there, and he said, we're going to win this division. Everyone kind of looked at him around baseball like, what are you talking about? And then the Mets went in a tailspin, and the Phillies end up winning that division. Certainly a leader.
2-2. Tight. Full count.
Soto again, that motion behind Rollins. Escobar and Simmons be ready. Shift on here. Giavatello over on the shortstop side of the base.
That's a second walk issued by Hector Santiago, both to Jimmy Rollins. So man on with 2 outs and Abreu at the plate. Abreu 1 for 1. Punch a single to right field. Angels overshift. 3 infielders on the left side with the right-handed hitting. Abreu up. And that's a strike.
So far, he's going a lot of all-speed pitches against Abreu so far. And that base hit, he had an all-speed pitch hit to right field, went backdoor slider, followed up with a curveball.
Broken bat roller towards short. Simmons goes the short way, and they force out Rollins to end the inning. Simmons had to deal with that back barrel coming his way.
Following the baseball all the way out to Simmons.
3 in the books, 6-0 Angels. For the Angels, mentioned this is a 4-game series and it's back home. No off days. 3 against the Mariners, 3 against the Kansas City Royals, then a travel day to Texas, the next road trip. Take the Angels through Arlington as well as Milwaukee. 6-0, top of the 4th. Gentry, Trout, and Pujols for the Angels here in the 4th. Jake Petrichka back out on the bump. Oh, pardon me, Zach Putman takes over for Petrichka. I was just going to say his career high of innings pitched is 3 innings. Right on cue. Petrichka gave up a run in his 2 2/3. Gentry 0 for 2, a strikeout. He dribbled one up the third base line, and Navarro threw him out on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Putnam will rack up some strikeouts. Almost 12 strikeouts per 9 innings in his 49 appearances last year with the Sox. This one toward the middle. Rollins is there. One down.
He doesn't necessarily have an overpowering fastball. It's 88 to 92. He throws a cut fastball, which is effective. And also a very good split finger fastball.
Trout a walk and a strikeout, so that makes him 0 for 1.
The thing you want to look for Mike Trout as far as his swing going right now, that swing path, is that foot. He has that leg kick, high leg kick, and getting that foot down as the bat crosses the plate. So important as far as his timing mechanism. And you can see right here, it's all about that front foot right there for Trout as he gets that foot down. When he's on his game, he's getting the foot down as that bat is crossing the plate at the same time. When he's getting down too quickly, or the leg kick is a little bit higher than normal, that front hip opens up and makes it more difficult to keep that bat back to make consistent contact with the barrel of the baseball bat.
One-two pitch. Evens up the count. Albert on deck. Handles with 5 in the first, 1 in the third. 9 total hits so far. Ground ball down the line. That's a fair ball. Frazier has it across the diamond. Retires Trout. One buddy retires another.
So with Jersey boys going at it here tonight. Frazier right down the line with the backhand. He's got a strong throwing arm across the diamond to get Trout on that one. Again, that foot again for Trout getting it down. Sometimes that's a little bit longer of a stride.
Albert with a walk and a ground down, so he's 0 for 1.
I guarantee you Mike Trout's going back up there to look at that swing, that stride a little bit longer.
Two balls, one strike. 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels. So far, hitless. Everyone else in the lineup has picked up a knock. C.J. Cron dropped to the 8th spot. Picked up 2 hits so far, both singles. Tied him up nicely.
And go back to Mike Trout. As you look exactly where that leg kick for him in the stride. That's the thing for Trout. The leg kick is there, but you want that foot to go straight down here. It's a little bit too long when he lands, and that's what exactly has been happening to him. It forces that front hip open a little bit quicker than he normally would be.
Albert goes down swinging. The Angels down in order. To the bottom of the 4th we go, with the Angels still on top. coming up for the Chicago White Sox. Hey, every fan matters when the Angels take on the Seattle Mariners Friday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a double logo baseball cap courtesy of AAA while supplies last. Visit angels.com to get your tickets.
Quite a few Angel fans here at the ballpark.
Gotta pull that guy head on. Enjoying the Windy City. 1 ball, 1 strike on Frazier.
It was beautiful walking around today. A little bit different the next few days. A little cooler, a little drizzle.
Frazier's tall 1 pitch in the first inning and a fly ball to Cole Calhoun, so he's 0 for 1. Mentioned the slow start that he's off to. 163 average. Has a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs.
Chased that high fastball after the changeup the pitch before.
Came right after with a fastball at 94. 1 down. 4th strikeout for Hector.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Hector this year. That confidence he has with his fastball and the commanding of that pitch. And late movement. It's worked very well with Giovanni Soto behind the plate. They've been locked together here for the last few games. 3 games here and a couple in spring training at the end of the season.
Melky lined down to Yunel Escobar in the first. One and 1. Had the White Sox last year in doubles with 36.
Robin Ventura looking on after a very successful mark on the season with how they've done on the road, 7-3. It's their 3rd game at home.
1 and 2. It's about as chill a manager as there is. Just kind of hanging out. Never seemed stressed. Kind of how he was as a player too.
Exactly. Talk about a guy who can field his position and clutch at the plate, especially with the bases loaded.
Oh, I was at Shea Stadium when he hit the grand slam single.
Yeah, I was just going to say, even at times running past the guy, decided he didn't want a grand slam. 18 career.
This one's out toward right center field, chasing Cole back. 2 down. I don't think Robin had much of a choice. I think it was Todd Pratt, if I'm not mistaken. Grab it, right back.
He's
No
a
grand
big,
slam.
yeah, he's a big guy though. Pratt.
Yeah.
294 career home runs, 5 Gold Gloves.
We're the
I
same
think that's
age.
6 Gold Gloves.
I remember when he was in Oklahoma State. Incredible collegiate player.
And the Golden Spikes Award, did he?
Not sure. I think that he did. I know he set the, at that time was the record for the hit streak. College, if I'm not mistaken.
I know Kevin Pillar made a run at him at one point at Cal State Dominguez Hills. He fell short of Ventura's record.
Two balls and a strike on Brett Laurie, who struck out in the second. Swing and a miss. Called strike 3. Jerry Meals rings up Lauren. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hector. 4 complete. Angels still leading it. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru Love's Promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new signature avocado tostadas today. Halos on top 6-0, top of the 5th inning. Zach Putnam back out on the mound. At a 1-2-3 fourth, including a strikeout. He's got Calhoun to lead things off. Cole with a couple of hits already. 2 singles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored.
Well, we were talking about it in Minnesota, how well Cole was hit the ball to all fields. Pitches away, driving to the left center field, inner part of the plate, turning on it, off speed. And even tracking that split finger fastball there.
Two balls and no strikes. The RBI for Cole in the first inning is 6th. Robin Ventura, by the way, 58-game hitting streak. College. This was fouled off. 2 balls and a strike.
That's seeing the baseball for a long time and seeing it well.
Yeah. Garrett Whittles got the 56 games back in 2012. Three balls, 1 strike.
I know Kevin Pillar got pretty close to that too. Division II though at Cal State Dominguez Hills. He's done a great job up there with the Toronto Blue Jays. Another great play in the field today up in Boston.
My bad, I said 2012, 2010. Off speed, just pulled off of it. Full count. Simmons on deck, then Giovanni Soto. White Sox with 3 infielders on the right side. Takes a called strike 3 to do it. 1 down.
There's a fastball there with late movement on the outside part of it. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Especially after an all-speed pitch, he pulled off the pitch before. That went late movement.
Simmons with a multi-hit game. Bounces this one over to Abreu. 2 down. Multi-hit game for Anderson, the second of the season. 11-game hitting streak.
Swinging early between Simmons and Calhoun, both over 50% as far as going to be swinging at that first pitch.
Five straight retired by Putnam. Here's Soto. 1 for 1. RBI single and a sacrifice bunt. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the Angels. No runs, a hit, 1 error. 3 left on for the White Sox.
That's a nasty splitter. Started around belt high and almost hit the dirt.
It's there and then it's not.
That's a true split finger fastball when you have that type of action to it. He's throwing about 51% of his pitches this year are those splitters. Like that one.
I read somewhere that strikeouts are up again this year. It's no wonder. You got guys coming out of bullpens, 95 plus, split pieces, sliders.
They only have to go 1 or 2 innings, so they're full max. That's why it's so hard. When you think hitting the baseball is difficult anyhow. And now you're doing a course of a game for a hitter at this day and age. You're facing 3, 4, 5 different pitchers every single game. Before in the past, you get to see a pitcher 4, sometimes 5 times during the course of a game, where you know their patterns at that point.
Full count. Figured there'd be a correlation between the rise in strikeouts and the evolution of the reliever, the velocities that these guys are throwing at, and the average amount of time or innings pitched by a starter.
Yeah, not many guys are going 7, 8, 9 innings.
Ground ball toward the hole. Frazier, diving stop, gets up, throws over to first, dugout by Abreu. Nice play by the White Sox first baseman as the Angels go down in order. Headed to the bottom of the 5th, still 6-0 Halos. Presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Garcia, Navarro, and Jackson. Bottom third of the order for the Sox here in the fifth. Hector Santiago with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit allowed. Garcia, one of those 5 strikeouts. 3 straight changeups in the second. Tardy on that fastball. No balls, 2 strikes.
You get a consistent life and velocity on the fastball from Hector. 94 on that one. Although he wasn't real happy with his location of that one necessarily. Ahead of the count 0-2. You're going to go fastball away. You want to be at the knees. That was elevated.
Tied him up with a fastball up and in.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. That Giovanni Soto working so well with Hector Santiago, showing that sign behind the hitter just in case he turns on the pitch. Be ready there at short and third, and then he wants that location of his pitch down, emphatically pointing down. Hector goes exactly where Soto wanted to. He got a swing and miss. These two have worked very well together.
6 strikeouts now for Santiago. Here's Diana Navarro. Navarro for 1, grounded out to Simmons in the second inning. .32-year-old, originally in the Yankee system. Half bat will travel, especially as a switch hitting catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Pretty good pitch. Lower part of the strike zone. Didn't get the call.
Fouled off, full count.
And look what Hector has done in his career, especially against right-handed hitters, amongst active left-handed pitchers. As far as low batting average, Clayton Kershaw, .210 batting average against right-handed batters. Chris Sale, who we'll see on Wednesday, .228. Hector Santiago, .235.
3-2. Got him. 2 down. That's 3 straight punch outs for Santiago.
Fastball upstairs at 93. And he wants to elevate it. Very effective when he's thrown his other pitches, either inside with his cut fastball that we saw against Bray where he jammed and broke his bat, but also with his changeup and screwball. Tony Nagy looking on, wanting to see some length in this game from Hector Santiago as far as getting deeper in the game. 6, 7, 8 innings, nearly went 8 innings last start. 7 2/3 for Hector Santiago.
Halos needed, considering the work the bullpen put in over the weekend. A lot of pitches thrown. 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin Jackson struck out leading off to third, so he's 0 for 1.
One thing you noticed at home, Hector just took a deep breath. He knew he made a mistake on that last pitch. That's the thing you're seeing as Hector is maturing on the mound as far as knowing exactly where he needs to be successful. Took a deep breath, refocused, bam, fastball 94 at the knees.
76 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th. Top of the order on deck. 2-2 to Jackson. Down and in. Full count.
This is when you have to trust Giovanni Soto right now, exactly what pitch to put down, the target to set, and then hit that target. I like that fastball away.
This one pulled down the line, and Escobar with a diving stop across the diamond, and Pujols has it. What a play at the hot corner by Yunel Escobar.
That's going to be on a lot of highlight reels throughout the whole night. This is a rocket. This baseball is by Escobar, the former shortstop, with a perfect play and scoop by Pujols to first.
To finish off the bottom of the 5th inning.
That good prep step he had, and then the reaction, that one hop off that grass, and that baseball was actually by him. Makes the play quickly, gets up, throws across, knowing that Jackson is run down the line, and a good scoop by Albert Pujols. But what a play. That reactionary position of third base, that's shortstop hands playing third. Charles Nagy went over there and said, hey, way to pick up my pitcher. Joking around in the dugout right after that inning.
Crone, Giavatel, and Escobar here in the 6th inning. Waiting for Brett Laurie to reappear from the dugout.
Hyundai key for this game, and certainly has worked very well tonight. Work from home. Good approaches at the plate, using the entire field, working some counts, work some walks. Quality at bats, including the man right here, C.J. Crone, with a couple hits today.
2 for 2 with an RBI. First RBI of the season. Down the right field line, slicing away from Eaton. Landed the seats.
When you look at the score, you look at the hits so far in this game, 6 runs on 9 hits. You think, okay, what is Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, the top of the order, what have they done so far? Well, they've got on base a few times for Mike Scioscia, but just 1 hit. Top 4. It's been the bottom part of the lineup. It's been very productive today with 8 hits. Trout with a walk and a run scored. It's good to see 1 through 9 doing their part.
Serious do right there. Like a porcupine. When he gets angry, the knees go up, right? Ready to strike.
That is a great look, though.
Yeah. Only Soto could pull it off.
Yes.
2-2. Crone lines this one to center. 1 down. Take a look at the in-game box score.
And you see what we're talking about as far as the production in the bottom part from 5 down. 2 hits from Cole, Calhoun, Simmons. This game so far for Soto. Also, Crone with 2 hits, including an RBI and an RBI single for Johnny Giavitelli, who's up at the plate right now. So production at the bottom of the order for the Halos tonight.
Johnny 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Picked up his first run batted into the first inning. And he hammers one out to deep left field. Moving back on it is Melky Cabrera. He's near the wall and will make the catch. Johnny vying for his first extra base hit, unable to get it a couple extra feet, 2 down.
Boy, off the bat, I thought for sure that had a chance of getting out. Normally, the baseball carries extremely well. High fastball. And Cabrera keeps looking back at the wall. And will track it down just in front of that wall on the warning track. Just got underneath it enough to keep it in the yard.
Two outs, nobody on. Escobar grounds this one, and a diving stop by Todd Frazier. How about that? Back-to-back half innings. The third baseman's flashing the leather.
Great range to the glove side for Frazier. He's made 2 really good plays himself tonight. Looked like that was destined to be a base hit. Another strong throw across the diamond. Six 0 Angels. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Top of the order up. He cuts through that fastball. Santiago not wasting any time whatsoever.
No, he's even fun to watch in between innings. He literally throws as quickly as he possibly can.
8 is twice grounded out as he lifts this one out towards center field. Hit pretty well. Trout giving chase, and he's not going to get there. Hops over the fence, and it's a double for Anaheim. And a slow breaking ball. He picks up his third double of the year. You know what? Not surprising. The highest batting average in Major League Baseball on off-speed pitches.
He stayed back on this well. The pitch before fastball, cut fastball, tied him up. That's that jet stream we're talking about out to right field, this right center field. One hops into the stands, even though Anaheim just kept running and running around the bases.
First time tonight the White Sox have had their leadoff man reach. Here's Rollins, who twice has walked. Look at a strike. Off speed, trying to slice one down the line. 0-2. Abreu on deck. Handles with 5 runs in the first, 1 in the third. Breaking pitch. This one will find its place in the seats once again. Hit by Eaton, just a second one allowed by Hector Santiago. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks.
That's a pretty good pitch. That's great location for his changeup. Could have been called a strike. Changeup. The Fox tracks, yes, lower part of the strike zone.
Yeah, that could have easily, should have, been should have.
Yes.
The 1-2. Down goes Rollins. Strikeout number 8 for Santiago. 1 down.
More conventional way. That high fastball once again. Very difficult for a hitter, especially when you change up right on the outside corner at 82. Then you follow it up with a high fastball at 93. Result, swing and miss. Well, liking what he's seen from Hector Santiago tonight, but still, going to work left for Hector.
Jose Abreu 1 for 2 with a base hit to right. Back-to-back seasons of 30 or more home runs for Abreu. 3 players to have done that: Albert Pujols, Ryan Braun, the other 2. His first 2 seasons. Only Abreu and Pujols with 30+ home runs and 100+ RBIs in their first 2 seasons.
Yeah, real good play coverage. Drive the ball very well the other way. It's susceptible to a fastball inside. You got to make sure you get that fastball inside, though.
Well, danger zone there.
And then you see a reaction by Hector as soon as he released that baseball. He made a mistake and got away with one. That's the pitch that he can hit well the other way. Quickly, Soto runs out. And the conversation with Hector, Giavitelli going to jump in there also. Home run by rookies. Mark McGwire back in '87 with 49. Albert Pujols in that conversation, along with Frank Robinson. Jose Abreu with 36 he had back in 2014. Pretty good company he's in.
Abreu goes down. Just came right after, was it 96?
You know what? That's a great idea to throw a fastball. Anytime a catcher goes out and you have a conversation with the pitcher, most times you think in terms of as a hitter, he's going to try all speed, but that fastball, 95 by him. You had to be thinking, okay, what do you want to try to throw there? Slider, changeup, screwball? No, we'll go fastball and got to buy him. Soto's done a great job behind the plate.
Leadoff double by Adam Eaton, still standing at second base. Frazier's 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a strikeout.
We're just talking, when you look at Todd Frazier, that the face, it almost looks like Sean Casey batting. Obviously, Sean Casey hit from the left side, but Frazier, similar look. Sean Casey can swing the bat.
Oh, the mayor.
Oh, he can hit. A very good hitter throughout his career.
They love him in Cincinnati, just like Todd Frazier.
Yeah.
Two on pitch. Upstairs. Just showed you that graphic as far as strikeouts in a game for Hector Santiago. 10 career high for him. He's done it twice. Last was July 20th of last year against the Boston Red Sox at home. First time he did it was with the White Sox at Cleveland. He's had 9 punch outs. Behind in the count here on Frazier, 3-1.
It's a dangerous count against Frazier here for Hector. That's why there's a little bit of an indecision with the pitch to go with. Still the indecision. Anytime you see a pitcher do that, he's not quite sold on what pitch you're going to throw. So going through another series of signs.
And he walked a third walk of the game. This one comes to 2 outs.
It's pretty close to the strike. Look at the Fox tracks. So setting up away, but it does get the upper part of the strike zone. A missed location of it.
So at 94 pitches now, he's going to face Melky Cabrera, who's 0 for 2 with a line out and a fly ball to right.
59 strikes of the 94 pitches thrown for Hector. So she would love to see him get a quick out here. See if we can get one more inning out of him. The bullpen a little rest tonight. We have to pick up 6 outs instead of more than that.
Cabrera, tough guy to strike out. One-0 count. 7th lowest strikeout percentage to start the season. Eaton at second and Frazier at first. 6-0 Angels here in the 6th. Popped him up. Middle part of the infield. Everybody's calling for Giavotella. Near the mound. Makes the catch and the inning is over. White Sox leave 2 on base. We'll head to the 7th. Angels still leading it. Fox Sports West is brought to you by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. And by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. Oh, beautiful Chicago. It is a cool, windy night. Santiago's been on his game. The Angels on top 6-0. They spotted a 5-0 lead in the first inning. They tacked on a run in the third. Looking for more. Nobody warming up for the Angels. The bullpen, so it looks like they'll try to squeeze one more inning out of Santiago. The left-hander Dan Jennings takes over on the mound now for Zach Putnam, who had a perfect 3 innings. 9 up, 9 down with a couple of strikeouts. Jennings in his 2nd season with the White Sox, originally in the Marlins organization.
Fastball is 88-92 range. 2-seam, 4-seam fastball, slider, occasional changeup. Quite a few sliders, though.
Gentry, Trout, and Pujols. 3rd time in this game that Gentry has led off the inning. Did so in the 2nd as well as the 4th.
There's that slider, went backdoor with that slider, getting the outside corner.
Cornhusker, University of Nebraska.
Darren Erstad.
Yeah, I think he was
and coach.
He was pre Darren Erstad, I believe. Gentry lays off.
Everyone's looking around to see if there was to be appeal. First base, no.
Jerry Meal says, I got it. Good. He got drafted in Nebraska in 2008.
Yeah, so Erstad came in after that.
9th round pick by the Fish. Bouncer foul. Grew up in West Des Moines, Iowa.
Been there a few times. And we had to go there a few times in a caravan back in the day in Kansas City. Some good barbecue there.
Two balls and 2 strikes. 8 games around Major League Baseball on this Monday night. As far as the American League is concerned, at this one, we got Toronto leading Boston 4-3, or actually Toronto won that game. And the Twins leading the Brewers 5-4 in interleague play. Gentry fouls this one back.
It's Patriots Day there in Boston.
Yeah. Right. Check swing foul. Eighth pitch of the plate appearance is tap foul.
Went with some tall pitchers out of the bullpen also. With good fastballs. Field a basketball team.
Yeah, full court game with the Twins bullpen.
Yeah.
Another 2-2. Another foul ball.
What a few sliders. A few foreseen fastballs in this at bat for Gentry against Jennings.
Third relievers, the Angels knocked out Carlos Rodon in the first inning. He faced a total of 9 batters, retired 1. Gentry bounces this one toward third. Wrong place to hit it tonight, and a bad throw, but Abreu keeps the foot on the bag. I see Dino headed toward the phone. Just to confirm. Gentry's headed back to the dugout, so he feels like maybe the call is correct.
Yeah, one of those throws too. Right. Fielding first base, trying to keep that foot on and also avoid some kind of contact. Feeling that foul territory with his body, keeping the foot on the base.
No challenge by the Angels. One down. Here's Trout. A walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Loops this one out to right, and then he'll get down for base hit.
He'll take it. A smile there with Gary Sarcina and said, yeah, it's going to look like a line drive.
Howard hitless tonight. And hit by Trout, the 10th for the Angels. Late movement, or did Navarro get crossed up?
Yeah, I didn't really frame that real well because that got a lot of the strike zone. Kind of saw that early in the game for Navarro with Rodon on the mound. There's a couple of pitches that could have been close to being in the strike zone, but didn't frame it real well.
Two balls and one strike. Trying to go the backdoor route with the breaking pitch. Albert hooks one foul.
Pretty excited about that foul ball hit his way on the carom. Getting some high fives from his buddies.
Two balls, two strikes. Trout over at first base. Down and in.
It's a wicked slider off the plate. Cole Calhoun on deck. He's had a nice game again today. 2 more hits.
Three balls, two strikes. They'll check in on Trout. Trout's going to be on the move. 1 out. Doesn't go, and Albert pops it up. Bray, the first baseman, calling for it. 2 down.
We talked about earlier today. Patriots Day at Fenway Park. The marathon earlier. Festivities there at Fenway. So the Toronto Blue Jays won that game 4-3. I remember being part of one of those games. It's a lot of fun, although when you're on the mound, it's a, 11 o'clock in the morning start. It's a little bit different than the norm.
Is it 11?
So it's real early.
10 or, yeah.
It's early.
Either way.
It's early. But it's a lot of fun there. Just that whole day, the festivities there in Boston.
Ball gets away from Navarro, and Trout will take the extra base. Went off the glove of Navarro.
And it's not turning his glove the right way. That's a play normally your catcher. Navarro reputates to be a pretty solid defender behind the plate. It's not really looked comfortable throughout this game catching some fastballs with movement.
Sorry, going past ball. Charge to Navarro. Now they're going to talk things over. Cole 2 for 3, couple of singles and an RBI. Bunch of good numbers with men in scoring position to start the year. Great numbers in that situation, and 2 outs. 600 so far. Two balls and no strikes. Santiago will come back out for the 7th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Sox. Laurie, Garcia, and Navarro. 9 strikeouts for Hector.
Looking up at the scoreboard, Minnesota continues to swing the bats well. We saw that at times in that 3-game series against the Angels. They got 6 runs tonight. Remember, they were really struggling to score runs a few games ago.
Cole swinging 3-0, lobs one down the line. Frazier long run into foul territory, not going to get there.
Sano and Park with home runs in that game for the Twins tonight. That home run Park hit.
That's Sano's first.
Sorry. I'm still thinking of that home run by Park where he hit that ball center field.
Cole bounces this one into the shift. Brett Laurie is out in shallow right. And the Angels are done here in the 7th. Stretch time here at U.S. Cellular Field. Halos on top 6-0.
Has been on his game. Good fastball, good changeup throughout. He'll be able to elevate 94, 95 fastball hitting club, but he's hit his fastball spots throughout this game. Get some high swing and misses throughout the game for 9 punch-outs for Hector Santiago, throwing the ball exceptionally well through 6 innings. Back out on the mound for the 7th inning.
Brett Laurie swinging at the first pitch. He has struck out twice. Once swinging, once looking. No balls, 2 strikes. Laurie doesn't like that call by Jerry Meals. It was similar to the pitch that Meals rung up Laurie on in the 4th inning in that inning. And the Angels in need of a long start tonight.
Well, that's a perfect pitch. Just off the outside corner was a fastball. What Brett Laurie has to think is he's going to go back inside with a fastball. Is he going to throw something off speed? There's a couple different opportunities for Hector to get that 10th strikeout of the game.
There it is. It ties a career high. It's the first down here, the 7th.
It's Brett Laurie with a hat trick on that one. 3rd strikeout of the game. Fastball in. After the fastball away, that set up that pitch. That's why I've always liked that 0-2 fastball away. Maybe about a half a baseball or so off the outside corner.
3rd time in his career that he's hit the double-digit number strikeouts. Garcia 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Hector's faced 25 batters in this game, 18 first pitch strikes.
One and 2.
I asked Mike Scioscia before about that, especially because you always talk about that high pitch count for Hector Santiago. He said he has one of those kind of disappearing fastballs, very difficult. He goes upstairs a lot, so you see some foul balls on occasion, but you also get a lot of swing and misses.
This one's out to center field. Trout moving back on it, just shy of the track, makes the catch. 2 down. Every moment matters. Join us this Saturday. Angels taking on the Seattle Mariners, 6:05 start. For a post-game Saturday night fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Visit angels.com and get your tickets.
I had a chance to read that one a while. On this road for quite some time.
Right.
With 3 more still to go. Look forward to get back to Big A.
Two outs, nobody on. Deanna Navarro is 0 for 2 with a ground down and a strikeout. Ground ball right side. Pujols to the backhand. Will feed Santiago, and he got him. A 1-2-3 inning for Hector Santiago. And he matches his career high in strikeouts with 10. We'll head to the 8th. 6-0 Angels.
Breathe in and breathe out. Look at that scoreboard. Coming up on the SoCal Mazda dealer post-game report, the offensive outburst in the first inning. The bats were working, so was Ron Renicky. We'll tell you why Hector Santiago sprinted to the mound, how he made his former team pay. Of course, guys, he's in line for the win here, probably in line for a few attaboys after this one. Mike Scioscia told me pregame if Santiago weren't going on the mound, then they were probably going to have to make some bullpen transactions before the game.
7 innings, sweatshirt is on, more than likely done, matching his career high in strikeouts as the Angels have action in the bullpen. Jeannie, as always, we appreciate it. We start the 8th with a 6-0 lead. Angels and Simmons leading things off, and he'll take low for ball 1.
Boy, Hector threw the ball so well tonight. And there's some bullpen action. You're exactly right, Victor. Anytime you see a pitcher just sitting there casually having a conversation. Although Hector's a little bit different than most. He's always talking to people before he starts games, signing autographs. Certainly never stops talking, that's for sure. Great game by Hector.
106 pitches. Greg Malley, lefties up. One ball, 2 strikes. Simmons a 2 for 3 game. Picked up his 3rd RBI in the first inning. Halos sent 10 men to the plate in the first, chasing the starter, Carlos Rodon. Shortest outing of his brief big league career, just 1/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. Giovanni Soto on deck, and then C.J. Crone. Jennings working his 2nd inning of relief. 3rd reliever used by Robin Ventura. Petrichka went 2 2/3. Putnam a perfect 3. Jennings had to deal with Gentry leading off the 7th in his prolonged at bat.
Tons of pitches there to finally get it out.
Grounded out to Frazier. Two balls, two strikes. Another foul ball back. Matt Shoemaker on the mound tomorrow for the Angels. The battle of Matts. Matt Latos for the Sox.
One less T though.
Yeah. Full count. Latos off to a good start for Chicago.
Former Angel. Left-handed batters, right-handed batters combined only hitting .098 against them this year.
Reset and do it again. This one's down the right field line. That's going to get down. It's a fair ball. Turning first and heading to second is Andrelton Simmons, and he has himself a leadoff double. A 3-hit game for the first time this year.
Look at those swings of where he's hit the baseball throughout, not only tonight, but throughout the season for the Angels. Pretty good pitch going away, down, sink action. Shoots that right down the right field line for a double. Third of the season.
Brings up Soto with nobody out. Third time this year the Angels have had 11 hits in a game. Soto trying to bounce one to the right side to move Simmons. Rolls it foul. Giovanni, 1 for 2 game with an RBI single, a sac bunt, and a ground out. Takes a strike, 1-2.
Some outstanding production lower part of this lineup tonight.
Simmons jumped up, Cron down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cron to the 8th spot. Picked up a couple of hits. A total of 4 hits coming into tonight. Picked up 2 and his first RBI.
And the thing I think was a good decision by Mike Socha today. Cole Calhoun in the 5th spot, even against a very difficult left-handed pitcher.
This one pulled through the hole on the left side. It's a base hit. Simmons had to hang up, so he'll advance 90 feet. Soto with a multi-hit game. 12 hits on the night for the Angels. That's a season high. 2 on, nobody out for C.J. Cron.
Those add-on runs late.
Ground ball right side. Brett Laurie dives, can't come up with it. 7-0 Angels. C.J. Cron with a 3-hit game and his second run batted in.
And going back to what Dave Hansen, we talked about it earlier in the game, what he was anticipating from this lineup today, this using the whole field, staying back on it well, a lot of hits the other way. And another hit for C.J. Cron. As Brett Lawrie tries to dive and knock that down, but underneath the glove. Quite a few innings out of the bullpen here tonight for Chicago. Cooper pitching coach, he's done a very good job over the years here. You have to go that deep into your bullpen, especially when your starter goes a third of an inning. That's a residual effect you'll see even tomorrow. They feel pretty good to going on Wednesday. Chris Sale's averaging over 7 innings per start.
Giavotella 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the first inning. 13 total hits. 12 singles. 1 double. And a near miss on the home run by Giavotella.
By the way, speaking of home runs, Trevor Story, another home run for Colorado today.
Giavotella lifts it out to right. Heat drifting toward the foul line is there. Soto tagging at second. Will advance to third. 1 down. Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat App. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game, video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. It's on my tablet right now.
It is on your tablet
as we speak. Yunel Escobar at the plate. Runners at first and third, 1 down. Escobar 1 for 4. And one fantastic diving play. Dug out by Navarro.
I think from Hector too, 6 ground ball outs today. That's something he talked about in spring training, getting a few more of those quick ground ball outs to go along with his 10 strikeouts tonight.
Bouncer toward third, foul. Terrific 7 innings for Santiago. Mallon getting ready.
Hector looks like he's found somebody else to talk to now. See, you've got Garrett Richards.
This one's out to right field. Heat there, makes the catch. Soto's not going anywhere. 2 down. It'll be up to One ball, no strikes. A lot of pitches thrown by Jennings, 44 to be exact. 30 strikes, 14 balls. Second inning of relief. Was allowed 1 run here in the 8th inning. Halos up 7-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Gentry's certainly seen a lot of pitches from Jennings. Those 2 bats.
Or J.B. Shucks, old number 3. That's Drew Gutierrez also.
Maybe Shuck on the White Sox.
Yeah. Some interesting names that have worn the number 3 for the Angels over the years. Jeff Torborg. Juan Benitez. Number 1.
Yeah, oh yeah. Remember sitting in the dugout over the years as an opponent. He would foul so many line drives right into the dugout that I always thanked him when he came over and saw him later on in his career. I almost thought he was trying to do that.
Johnny Ray.
All-star.
Yeah. Gary Gaetti. A bouncer toward third. This one's foul. Guy who wore it the longest, Orlando Palmeiro. 95 through 02.
Remember the World Championship Club? Solid extra outfielder.
Gentry bouncing this one. Frazier will go the short way. And the 4-shot thrown. Our own Tom Gregorio wore the number 3.
There he is.
As well. Bullpen catcher. 7-0 Angels. Swing at Thursday. Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take on division rival and the reigning World Series champion Kansas City Royals at 3:30 p.m. Pacific in a game you can only see on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Is it not Miguel Cabrera's birthday today, I think?
Is it?
Yesterday. I'm trying to remember. One of these two.
Yeah, one of these days. Just pick one of 365, brother.
I'm pretty sure it's today.
Rick Malley takes over on the mound for Hector Santiago. With the Angels leading it by the score of 7-0.
Unless you were born on leap year then.
Yeah, exactly. 9-1-2 coming up for the Sox.
His birthday was today. Not leap year.
Jackson, Eaton, and Rollins coming up to face Malley, pitching his 4th big league game. yesterday's ball game. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs. Hector Santiago, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, matching your career high. 3rd time he's done that. 3 walks, 2 hits allowed. Jackson 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground ball to 3rd. Two balls, 1 strike.
Well, what a big game for Hector, going 7 innings. A lot of innings. The pitcher out of the bullpen yesterday. Malley, Horn, Alvarez, Smith, Salas, Rasmus, Street, a lot of pitches. That was just yesterday. There was a number of games in a row prior to that also.
Only guy left standing was Tom Gregory, the bullpen catcher down there.
Number 3.
That's not anymore.
Back in the day.
Yeah, 03 it was. That's not. I'm going with it.
Yeah, it's close.
2-2. Full count.
Speaking of number 3, they're one of the coaches here, Harold Baines, one of the greatest hitters in baseball history. And number 3 for the White Sox.
He's got a birthday at some point this year. Jackson lifts one out the left. Gentry is there. 1 down.
Sometime this year. Strong possibility.
May have occurred, but maybe not.
There it is. It's Harold Baines. Hands low, rockets up the middle, believe me.
And a mile off the plate.
Yes, thinking there's no way he's covering the outer part of the plate. First 2 pitches, he doesn't. Then if he had 2 strikes, line drive right back up the middle.
He had to have been the furthest away from the plate that anyone you could remember. That I never saw.
And you really thought you could almost place the ball on the outside part of the plate. There's no way he could hit it. And trust me, he hit it hard.
He was a 1st-round pick of the Sox. He takes inside. 2 balls, no strikes. 1st-round pick in '77. Adam Eaton 1 for 3 with a double to right center field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right on the fastball, he'll slice it foul. Angels in the 9th. We'll have Trout, Pujols, and Calhoun coming up.
Pretty good pitching matchups throughout, especially when you think about that matinee game on Wednesday, Richards versus Sale. Chance there'll be some punch outs in that game, and Weaver going against Danks. Both work extremely fast. Shoemaker late toast tomorrow.
Pulled over to first. Albert's got it. He'll race to the bag and beat Eaton. 2 down.
Shortstop number 7, Jimmy
Weaver. Renicky. Dino Weaver. Keith Tarter.
Two outs, nobody on it. Jimmy Rollins at the plate. 2 walks and a strikeout for Rollins.
the shift on for Jimmy Rollins. Remember just a couple days ago, the conversation was the Angels were shifting so much, and all of a sudden you didn't see a whole lot of that in Minnesota. Well, you're seeing again tonight here in certain batters.
This one down the line, nothing Albert could do. Rollins on his way to second, and he was in there with a 2-out double.
First at bat where Jimmy Rollins has put the ball in play. He's got 2 walks, a strikeout now. This one here. Double down the right field line. And Albert, because he's the only one on that side of the infield, has to have a little more coverage, move over further away from the base. That would have been a difficult play no matter where your position as well as that was hit.
Abreu comes up. A 1-for-3 game for the first baseman. Singled back in the first. I think Abreu was talking with Soto there after that pitch. First time getting a look at Malley as a hitter. I mean, seriously. Right-handed batter, maybe not as bad as a lefty. Just a different arm angle.
Still, you try to pick the baseball up out of the pitcher's hand, and every single throw seems to be a different angle.
Ground ball to short. Simmons on the first, and
that is an arm.
The Sox are done. One to the ninth. All Angels. Sports West is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you could save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Top of the ninth inning, the Angels up by the score of 7-0. A season high 13 hits for the Angels. They will send up 2, 3, and 4. Pardon me, 3, 4, and 5. It's a new pitcher, left-hander Zach Duke.
Duke's fastball 87 to 91 range. He'll throw a slider, cut fastball, curveball, changeup.
If you've pitched in 8 games and only thrown 2 2/3 innings, you're probably a lefty specialist.
But you're not that tonight because the starter went a third of an inning, so you're more than that tonight.
Takes over for Jennings, who went 2 innings. He able to run on 4 hits. Duke now 32 years of age.
One point a starter with Pittsburgh.
Last year with the White Sox, pitching 71 games, was 3-6 with a 3.41 ERA.
Grew up in Waco, Texas. Trout 1 for 3. A walk and a single. Even to count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels have Mike Morin getting ready for the bottom of the ninth. Full count.
And we showed it early in the game as far as his leg kick and stride as he lands. See if that base hit, his last at bat, gets him back.
Good rip.
Yeah, he was on that one. That's a good stride, good leg kick. The timing was there. Fouled that one straight back. And he's on that one. That baseball had a chance to go a long way.
Over to third. Frazier's got it. 1 down.
Frazier's been busy at third base. They haven't been easy ones either. The ball was scalded over that way. Reed Adam able to gather himself and throw across the diamond. He's been involved in 6 ground balls for Reed Adam today.
Albert hitless 0 for 3. Takes a strike. Five runs for the Angels in the first inning, then solo runs in the third and 8th.
4 career home runs for Pujols against Duke.
Rollins has it. 2 down. I saw where you were going there, Gooby. Just try.
Gave it a shot.
Valiant effort on your part. There's Cole Calhoun. 2 for 4 game. Cole with an RBI in the first inning, now has 6 on the year. That's the count evened up on him at 1 ball, 1 strike. Frazier, Cabrera, and Laurie coming up for the Sox tonight. Malley working 1 inning of relief, allowed 1 hit. Light crowd to begin with tonight. Many have taken off. Well, it started for Chicago. Command the issue for Rodon early on. A couple of walks, loading the bases in the first inning. As Cole goes down swinging, and eventually capitalize, scoring those 5 runs. We will head to the bottom of the ninth. Angels trying to snap that losing streak. More comes on relief. Ninth inning, Mike Moore on in relief of Greg Malley. Try to close this one out, take game one of this 4-game set. At Shoemaker, Matt Latos tomorrow night. Moore pitching in his 8th game, 1-0 record, 4-2 innings, allowed 3 earned runs.
Going to regain that confidence in his fastball to set up his plus changeup, slider, same thing.
Todd Frazier, the third baseman, 0 for 2. Fly ball to right, a strikeout and a walk. Reaching for this one, he pops it up. Johnny Giavotella calls off Albert. Albert allows him to catch it. 1 down. Wasn't the case often last year.
No. Even early in the game, it was a pop-up right on the pitcher's mound. Came flying there. He called it. Emphatically ran to the mound and called it and caught it. Not anybody calling him off at that point. Still smiling.
1 out, nobody on. Melky Cabrera will spin around to hit from the left side for the first time. Little pop up on the left side. Simmons going out. 2 down. Halos 1 out away of picking up first win of the series. First decision for Hector Santiago.
He threw the ball well tonight. All around solid game. Defense, offense, especially the lower part of the lineup, really coming through tonight.
Tyler Saladino pinch hitting here for Brett Laurie. He pops this one up. Yunel Escobar underneath it. Light that baby up as the Angels take the opener of this 4-game series by the final of 7-0.
And the offense got it rolling early on with 5 in the top of the first, and then Hector Santiago just dominated from that point forward. Giovanni Soto's solid game behind the plate, calling the game, swung the bat well himself. 13 hits, 7 runs. Shutout, first shutout of the season for Mike Socha's club. Threw the ball very well. Every part of the game was on tonight for Soch.
Hector Santiago going 7 innings. 3rd time in his career. He's gotten to the 10 strikeout plateau. And good win overall for this ball club after getting swept by the Minnesota Twins over the weekend. It's a crazy game, that baseball. And,
you said that. It was a quote you said yesterday about that.
Joe Garagiola said it, and that was the point, is that the Angels